Yeah, man, people, welcome back. Salute to everyone. Yeah, good day, good night, good morning. Yeah, whatever time you guys watching this, man. Big up to everyone that's on the line. The JPA quarterfinal has come to an end. Both games. Yeah, wow. One game, not so surprised. But I would say the second game, I would say yes, it's a surprise for a lot of people, especially how that Tivoli team was really playing in the regular season and how Waterhouse have crawled away in the top six. So many people could say it's a big surprise on the card in that game. You don't know, Marcel Fuzzy have keeping Jerome Wade his distance. Yeah, the man who is yet to beat the Firehouse team in a playoff game when it comes down to Jamaican Premier League. So people, why I don't know a big result this for Marcel Fuzzy because you know, Jerome Wade, his prestige record in the Premier League, but not so good in the playoff against Firehouse and his devastated journey against the Jerusalem team has continued again. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back next season again or try again with yet another team. This is his second team that he have tried to beat Firehouse in a playoff game. It's not work. But Xavier Gilbert have gotten the best out of, his players and got the best over. They don't know. Philip Williams, have to big up the coach because the coach is a really good coach. Yeah, really good coach. But what a man to lose some games that, unfortunately, coming from schoolboy football, no, for Portmore, I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for Philip Williams sometimes. But look, that's the nature of the game. That is the nature of the game. You win, you lose, you draw. This is where the big players, this is where the big coaches get their big bucks, yeah, in the playoff, whenever it matters most. You don't know. But and yet a beautiful, nice good crowd at Savannah Park, I would say. And what I have heard and everything went smooth sailing, coming through the gate and all that. Yeah. See the fans them. No disruption like what happened the last time, but that's what we want. And nothing from the fans them, no bad behavings, That's what we want from the JPL fans them. Come out in the numbers, come to watch entertaining game, come to support your community, come to support your best player, come to support your fiance, whichever it is, a male or if he's a male or a female coming to the game, they come to watch a fiance, just like the man who turned up yesterday, Fabian Reid, with his family in the stadium, watching the man scoring that game winning in around the 98th minute for the Junglers. I'm so proud. I am so proud, to be a Arnett Garden supporter, true and true. You don't know, but semi-final, here we go. Cavalier, Road Speed, that's the next one for the Junglers, but I will touch on that in my preview coming up on Saturday. Yeah, I will preview that. They don't know the semi-finals games are on Sunday. Yeah, so catch that preview for the semi-final on Saturday. Probably, I don't know, probably do a preview around 4, probably around that time. Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern time, probably 3 p.m. local time, Jamaica. Yeah, but let's just go into it now because a lot of things to talk about in the games, but I just want to send my wishes and my words to the young footballer. Yeah, both player. I think Nikolai Fuller and also I think it's Stuart Dallas. I think it was Stuart Dallas, yeah. That both players got injured in that first 5 to 6 minutes in that game. It was horrible. It was a horrible scene just to see, especially Fuller. He was going through some pain. Yeah, not a good side you want to see on the football pitch. You want players to be healthy. And I think that kind of screwed off the game, especially on Tivoli Garden side. Yeah, but speedy recover to both players for Tivoli Garden and also Waterhouse player. Yeah, but you don't know where I'm gonna start first, the Junglers, That's where we're going to start, that's the first game that kicks off, yeah. 5 p.m. local time. And I was a little bit skeptic, like why they couldn't just push the game a little bit back. Yeah, a little bit back, probably around 6 hour. for the people them to, who coming off of work. Cause, when the game kick off, the stadium didn't have much people in it until it reached around 15, 20 minutes. Then I could see that the stadium was getting, a little bit full, especially over that Georgia side. A lot of people, in the first leg during the Arnett got the game. In the second game, we were walking on the side of I think it was the goal that's behind KC to North Street side. Yeah, a lot of fans were walking on that side going to the Georgia stand. But yeah, good to see that they gotten everything organized and well structured. Yeah, that's what I want to see from the Jamaican football. Yeah, organized and for the JPL, PFLJ. But the junglers. But look, going into this game, I predict a few stuff. That Xavier Gilbert should done. Yeah, but he didn't took young Wizard out. But Wizard played an excellent game at right back for the junglers. Yeah, he made a few tweaks with that Arnett Garden system. He brought in Chamon Shepherd and he took out, Kimani Arbron. Probably bring an extra body, of player in that midfield. And he also tweaked his formation setup and how, he played that first leg, yeah, naturally 4-3-3, probably could say 4-2-3-1. He went with two banks of 4-4-2, and two men up front, Kaim and Parker Blacks up front. And I don't know if this Portmore team, got caught off guard with that formation. Arnett is not really a 4-4-2 team. Yeah, but I've been saying it all season long. With the players that Arnett have up front, with the wingers, the selective wingers that they have available, might as well just go 4-4-2, especially when you have players that can play more direct from the central position to a winger. Yeah, Parker Blacks is fit, Kaim Dixon is fit, Warner Brown is fit. Those three players are naturally a out and out number 9. You could understand different style of play from each individual, but I just think the 4-4-2 kind of worked really well for the Junglers yesterday, and I was a bit surprised. And how Philip Williams have started out the game and how he set up his team. Look, Shevani Walsh, which many people have predicted, came back in the starting lineup after he missed out, in that starting lineup in that first leg. Yeah, and you could see his presence, in that first game, especially when he came on in the second half. But he started the game in that second leg, and I was like, yeah, the jungle is going to be up for it, Watson and Willis. Yeah, they're going to be up for a battle in that defensive third whenever Portmore's attacking, Arnett Garden. And I was watching, I was like, what the hell am I really looking at? The Portmore team was sitting all the way deep as if, it's the game coming down, the first game draw, 1-1, and it come down to a 1-half game in the second leg. I don't know if it was a little bit nervous. I don't know what he was expecting, from Xavier Gilbert team. But a lot of times when Portmore break away, Alex Marshall and Shevani Walsh, most of the time they were like probably more than 10 yards apart from each other, and it were just those two, as were just up front. The gap between the forward line, and the midfield line, it was as if like it's 20 yards apart from each other. And then, the defensive and the midfield line was like probably around 5 to 7 yards apart from each other. I was like, what the hell, heck is really going on? Yeah. So I was like, what the hell is really going on? Like, what more team is playing so deep? Like something that worked for you, but remember, I said it. Watch my game analyst on the first leg, and I was like, maybe the reason why Portmore press Arnett Garden that well, and with that aggressive one, Shevani Walsh is a big fella. He's not the quickest around the ground. He's not the most speediest player that going to close down the Arnett Garden defensive line. Yeah. So looking at it, I was like, Steve Barnett is on the bench, Gio, the young Gio, was on the bench. So I was like, who's going to do the pressing. And looking at it, they just didn't show up. They didn't. Many people, frightened with how the Portmore team play Arnett Garden in the first game, and everyone was excited about the second leg. Yes, Portmore is going to do something different, but they did something different, but it was the negative way. It was the negative way, and turn side and Arnett Garden. Yeah, Xavier Gilbert have changed tactics. He has learned his lesson from the first leg because Portmore played a lot aggressive, and what he did, yeah, he took out an attacking player, a wing slash you say a winger slash a forward, came on the airbone, and he brought in, Jamon Shepherd in the midfield. So you'd have Rushian Thomas, you have Marlon Martin, yeah, you have Jaheim Thomas, I said Shepherd, Marlon Martin, Jaheim Thomas, Rushian Thomas and Shepherd. Those four midfielders are four central midfielders. Probably could say National is a attacking midfielder, but when you look at it, it's four midfielder, and it seems like he went with a similar style of what Diego Simeone have done in the past against the bigger opposition teams. Just try to close down the midfield and be a lot more physical, with more bodies in the midfield. And you could say it's not really a 4-4-2 where you will play with two double pivot in the midfield and two wingers, flying down the channels. Yeah, it more like those two players out wide were playing like inverted, and National and Shepherd were given a little intersection of changing position on the pitch. Rushian Thomas for Arnett more likely was playing out on that left hand side for the Junglers. So he counteract what Philip Williams did in the first leg. Yeah, and it worked. It kind of worked. That this is the first time I've seen, like watching Arnett Garden on TV with the Xavier Gilbert team. This is the first time I've seen he do a little bit of flexibility with the team, and I have been crying out for something. Just be yourself. Put in your blueprint in the team. Even though he have done a few stuff that I don't like what he have been doing to this Arnett Garden team, but I'm going to get to that very shortly. Yeah. So this is the first time I've seen him putting in blueprint in my eyes. Try to be a little bit different. Yet try to counteract what other team is doing. Look, it's the third time season long. So I guess he have learned from those 3 games. And building up to the game, I was like, Arnett Garden just cannot concede a goal. They just cannot concede a goal first again against a tough Portmore team. They just cannot do it because it's going to be very tough to get from, to come back, especially some young set of players that you just never know what you're going to get from young players. They could react positively, they could react negative, by just start to just be a fool of themselves on the pitch, not enough experienced player, so it's a very good thing that, we kept the ball a lot more than we did in that first game, and it got to try to be a little bit more proactive in terms of breaking through that Portmore team centrally. That's how Arnett Garden play. Try to win the midfield. Yeah, and that's what Xavier Gilbert have done. He have won the midfield battle. Rose and Saganite, none of them, were in play in that midfield for Portmore, and Arnett Garden have dominated. Not the best of fluent play and transition through the midfield from the Junglers, but it worked. It's something different, and it worked. But again, one of the negatives that I hate about Xavier Gilbert of trying to play a Arnett Garden team. Arnett Garden team is not a team that plays slow. Arnett Garden team play with high intensity, aggressive in the midfield. Flashy wingers getting down at their wing backs 1v1. This is an Arnett Garden team play with speed, strength, everything. Wing backs flying up, pressing the team from the get-go, and that's the next thing I want him to do. Maybe he's new, he's new to the bunch of players. He kind of played a little bit preserved, so maybe we can see something like that next season, or maybe it's a surprise. We can see the team play a little bit more with a little bit more agility and speed with the ball. Yeah, so let's see, but as soon as I see that, this game, he's going further and further with this bunch of players in the playoff, I think it will be better and better and better. You know, so look, Portmore, man, you know, Portmore have missed out on the playoff since COVID, yeah, 2021, 2022, 2022 and 3 season, yeah, they didn't take part in those, yeah, and this is their first playoff tie that they have, you know, they gone on to lose in the JPL playoff, yes, so Portmore just have to go back and hope they can keep some of those young players and, you know, I'd probably add a little bit more experience to it, but I didn't get enough, you know, from a Emilio Russell, you know, Okila Owar, again, a player that didn't really have his best of game in the first leg, but came on, didn't, you know, catch up to the pace of the game. Again, Arnett Garden have created so much opportunities. You know, young Kaim Dixon and Fabian, you know, have played a really good game up front, especially, you know, partnership into they didn't left each other. You know, many times in the game, they have tried to link up plays, and that's what you want to see when you're playing with a 4-4-2 formation. The two players up front try to link up as possible. You know, never play 10 yards away from each other. They're always there. They're always giving, you know, Stephen Young and other staff defenders for Portmore a lot to call for. Yeah, so that's one thing they have teased the Portmore backline. They have made runs, especially Kaim, and the chance that, yeah, I don't know how Kaim Dixon missed those opportunities. Yeah, Kaim Dixon going to have to give Arnett Garden supporters something in the semi-final against Tivoli. Yeah, he's going to have to turn up with all those misses. Yeah, those missed opportunities, he's going to have to turn them into goals. But look, not a bad thing when a striker is getting in the position to score. Yeah, the goal will come. At least the goal will come. Look at Shaman Nicholson, a player that Kaim Dixon, you know, could say one of his mentors, idol. Yeah, his farm was outrageous in for the Reggae Boys. You know, even before he went over to France, his farm was terrible. Yeah, and what he did, he turned around that farm and started to score goals. You know, he pulled the Reggae Boys through the Nations League. So I'm hoping that, you know, Kaim Dixon can look at those performances that, you know, his idol and his mentor, Boza, have did over Canada, yeah, in both legs, and also look at how he can transition his game into the semi-final and try to perfect that and get some goal. But people, look, I have said it numerous times, and I have to give thanks for, you know, Mr. El Capitano, Fabian Reed. Yeah, I have to give thanks to this man because this man is a true and true red and black. Yeah, this man have gotten opportunities where he could have leave the club to another Jamaican Premier League club and he's riding it up with the junglers. Yeah, this man is a legend for the club. Yeah, one Premier League. Sorry, you know, he went to Trinidad that season when we won it, and he came back and look, he gave us a Premier League. So you have one, you know, just that one Premier League for Arnett Garden. Yeah, but hopefully he can make it into his second, which will be Arnett Garden's sixth Premier League. But Fabian Reed, man, he is a legend. This man have been doing it since January. I think January the 3rd, his first game of the season. Was it unfair when he won the game 1-0 first? And that's where history started to make. Yeah, a man that, you know, almost got 90 JPL goals in his career. How much player in the league at this moment have probably 50 Premier League goals? You probably can't find any. You know, so this man have been scoring goals left, right, and center. Yeah, and people, look, this is Arnett Garden's second playoff clean sheet since this 2016, 2017, when they played Umberland in that second leg, yeah, of that semi-final, and they went on to win the JPL, beating Portmore 2-1 in the final. And look, people, you know, Portmore is a stubborn team when it comes down to playoff. Yeah, Portmore is one of the most stubbornest team in the Jamaican Premier League when it comes to playoff. Portmore, this is their first time losing a playoff game and not scoring. Yeah, they went through a playoff tie already in the Jamaican Premier League. I think, they won the tie. I think it was against Cavalier. I don't know if I have it here written down, but they have won that tie, but they drew that game 0-0, which it was in the second leg, but they already won the first leg, which they advanced to the semi-final, so this is the first time they're on the losing side, and also on the losing side, not, scoring a goal. So kudos to Arnett defenders, kudos. And Philander Wing, the Arnett guard, the left back, he have a tremendous game. His set piece were on point yesterday night. Left wing back, Philander Wings, anyway there, big up yourself. Your set piece were on point, not much. I'm telling you, man, I was expecting to see a lot, even though I want Arnett to win, but I was still expecting to see a higher level Portmore team play. Portmore is one of those teams where big dogs, several-time champion. They were expecting a lot more. So I don't know what was the instruction. I wish I knew what was the instruction in that dressing room in the second half, how they're going to counteract that Arnett team that played in the first half, But look, Fabian Reid have had, this is a stats on Fabian Reid, I'm going to tell you something right now. Oh, crucial this man is to this Arnett team. Oh, he's a very, he's a very important player for us. Just give me 10 seconds. Let me just pull this up right now. So, listen to this right now. So, Arnett finishing 5th, and 49 points. Waterhouse and Mobile finished 6 points behind and 43. Dumbo Olin finished on 37. Which that is 12 points behind Arnett Garden. Look at it. Fabian Reid. Look at these games that Fabian Reid has scored in. So in the first game, in the first game that Fabian Reid played, he scored against Treasure Beach. He scored in the 56th minute. But Arnett Garden went on to win 2-0 in that game. But he scored the first goal of that game, and he have won the Junglers. He have won the Junglers 3 points in that game. The next game, a game that Arnett Garden should have lost at home against a very good Dumbo Olin team. Lenny Hyde team ball Arnett Garden after park at home. But Fabian Reid came up in the 66th minute and he scored in that game. And that's 6 points already he have won for Arnett Garden. Mulline's game, Arnett Garden won that game 4-1. He scored a hat-trick in that game. He scored first, and then Jason Wright scored back for 1-1, and then he went on to score 2 goals later. So that's 9 points already he won for the Junglers. The fourth game, he have played Cavalier, and that game drew 2-2 on a Thursday night at Complex, a rescheduled game. And he opened the score in the 23rd minute. He have opened the score in the 23rd minute. So he got some crucial points for the Junglers. So look at it, that's 10 points. That's 10 points he have won for the Junglers. And how much points will finish ahead of Waterhouse and Mobile? 6 points. So if things never go wrong for Fabian Reid at India, let him come back to the Junglers and re-sign back with his club. It could have been hell and powder for this Arnett Garden team. Look, this Arnett Garden team is a very good team, but they underperformed throughout the regular season. They have played some games that they just played some team after part, but you just never see it consistently. And the thing though, they managed to not to lose too much games. But one of that big game that they played, it was that Mount Pleasant game that they beat Mount Pleasant in the Complex 2-0. But look at those 4 games: Treasure Beach, Dumbo Olin, Mullines, and the Cavalier game. Though his goals, and he has scored, 7 goals in those 4 games that won Arnett Garden 10 points. So this is how crucial it is. And he have done it again. The first leg, the game drew 1-1. And then the second leg, he scored in that late moment minute when Portmore just couldn't find an answer. even though they got around 6 to 7 minutes at a time. But look at how his goals have been dominating the point start for Arnett Garden. And look, in other games, he scored against Treasure Beach in the last part of the season, regular season, when he scored in added time, yeah. And he scored a brace and Umberland also. So his goals are so pivotal to Arnett Garden and how they execute their plan to get in the top 6. So look, man, Arnett Garden and the supporters have to give thanks for Parker Blacks to get in back this team, because you could see that this team is lacking a lot of experience. Especially I think we need that little experienced player in the midfield. Yet someone that can dictate the game, someone that can help teach the youngsters in the midfield, especially when you come under pressure. Yeah, so many times the midfield come under pressure for Arnett Garden and the team just collapse. Yeah, the midfield just collapse, man. But we're going to move on. I think I have covered most of it. But player ratings, when you look at it though, the players that, especially Steve Barnett, that for Portmore, Philip Williams was expecting to get a lot more. He came on the pitch, Alex was on the park, Welch was on the park, him was on the park, so they didn't manage to do not much in the game. Yeah. When you look at the substitutions that Xavier Gilbert made, brought on Kim and Arbone, he brought on Shea Smith, yeah, 2 players that link up to get that creative ball down the left hand side. And that cross that Shea Smith gave Parker Blacks in the last minute, yeah, it was a wonderful cross. It seems like the goalkeeper was confused. Should I go? Should I stay? And Portmore have changed goalkeeper. They took Tyron out and they brought in Benjamin, but I don't know. Again, this is another thing that I saw. The goalkeeper Benjamin, he's so good with his deliveries. So I was wondering, play deep, try to hit Arnett Garden on the counter, especially when they going, in the attacking, a set piece. The goalkeeper received the ball. Many times he have done it. I count 5 times in the first half. Yeah, I've count 5 times, and it happened more than that, but I count 5 times. He have made some quick delivery, to Walsh and Alex Marshall up front, but the Arnett Garden defense line was just too strong. Was just too strong. And even Arnett Garden, Eric made a almost an error that almost lead to a goal. It's a good thing that Chevron Walsh slipped. Yeah, but Arnett Garden got more out of their bench players. As I said, those 2 players came on and link up and create that moment. Yeah, again, Shea Smith have create and make an impact in the second leg, just like how he did in the first leg. A really good player that can come off the bench and actually give Arnett Garden a difference. Yeah. So let's see. But I would love to see a look a bit more, from, Warner Brown, Rasheed Kelson. I think if Arnett Garden going to do the unthinkable and go on to win their 6th Premier League title, those players going to help to get something out of the game when they're coming off the bench, especially when the team is down, need some energy, need some spirit, need some technical skills on the ball just to create that moment, yeah? And Parker Blacks is a player that he's going to touch the ball 5-6 times throughout the whole 90 minutes, but guess what? Bam! You give him that moment, he will score, yeah? And it was just a fluke that he missed those opportunities in the first leg against Portmore. So, really good job, really good stuff from Arnett Garden and also Xavier Gilbert. I have to give him a lot of credit. I know he changed around the team. Yeah. Tivoli and Waterhouse. Look. Jaja. I wonder if somebody, who still, around the Sabina Park era can just peep over the fence and look if them still see Jerome with up on the bench with him book. The man come like him is a professor, brother. Nah, man, this is not Jerome. I feel like something deeper in this Tivoli team. I feel like something deep this going on in this team. His body language, I've said it all. I've seen many times, even when I think it was Arnett Garden in that winning season, the last time they won the league. Yeah, they played, I think it was when they played Bobby in the complex, and it was chaos. It was chaos in that playoff game. And guess what? He came off the bench. He gave some instruction. He told the player them to calm down. He talked to a few players. He called over O'Neal Bigger Thompson. He said to the team, what went wrong last night for Jerome Wade? Yeah, what went wrong? The most experienced coach in the playoff, in the Premier League. What the hell is he doing? Look, this Tivoli team, they have done the double over Arnett. Anybody could say those two games, the best games that Tivoli have played all season long. I know it probably going to be because it's Jerome. They're going to be pumped up. It's a West Kingston derby, the biggest rivalry around Jamaican football. Yeah, they're going to be pumped up for that game, but they didn't do anything against Mount Pleasant. They lost both legs. Yeah, at Stadium East and at Jackson. They drew against Cavalier 2 times. Yeah, they drew against Portmore 2 times. Yeah, so look at that. That's it. That's the top 3, top 4 teams. You could say the top 6. Just say the top 6. Done the double over Waterhouse all season long. Done the double over Arnett all season long. But Mount Pleasant, Cavalier, and Portmore, they not managed to score over 2 goals in those games, and not managed to win a game. So I don't know what really went wrong, but you could say though they had a real good season. I think they scored 51 goals. Yeah, let's look. I think they scored 51 goals in the Premier League this season. They scored the most. They scored the most goal in the Premier League. They have scored the most 4+ goal in the Premier League. Yeah. They have dropped one of the biggest score in the Premier League. So I don't know what really happened. They scored 51 goals. They scored 51 goals. So I don't know what really went wrong yesterday with this Tivoli team, but what happened, that little injury, with Fuller and I think Dallas, yeah, you could say it kind of shaped the game. Probably the game didn't manage to pen out that way, but that just changed the whole system, the philosophy of how the teams want to play the game. And Tivoli just seems like they just lost their head in that game. They just started to rush the game. They started to play dirty. They started to call for everything, from the referee. Yeah, they looking for everything. I don't know, man. Just forget what happened with Nikolai Fuller and just concentrate on the game. And I think Jerome, as an experienced coach, should have done something. It's a former goalkeeper was on the bench. Robbie Scott, his name, Robbie Scott, but whatever Scott, he was on the bench and he was one of the most vocal coach and the coaching staff for the Tivoli team. And then you have another coach. I would say his name is Biggs. Yeah, those 2 coaching staff, were the most vocal, and I don't think Jerome have left his bench, and I don't think Jerome have put down his pen. The man come like a vanguard yesterday, and I even when Jerome was doing the post game interview, Jerome have his book in front of him and look down for notes. Jerome probably still don't want to take down notes, but give Waterhouse a lot of credit, because look. This wasn't you said it wasn't a hard, no, it wasn't a easy decision to make to take out Nikolai Christian out of a game. Look, you could see when he played in that first leg, he started the game. He created that moment for Javier Bryan, as they have been doing all season long when they started together. Yeah, they drop in. I don't know if they decide that, look, the Tivoli team have run riot in the midfield in the second half when Jeremy, brought on Fuller, Radico, Wellington, yeah, on the pitch. And I think he brought on another player. I don't remember his name, but an attacking player. And Waterhouse just lose the midfield from there in the 50th minute. So, Marcel Gill has countered that by starting, Booth, Jibinson, I think Denardo and Thomas, was in the midfield. Yeah, but he started the game with a lot more athletic players. So yeah, Xavier up front, You know, you have Rivaldo Mitchell. You know, you have Andre Fletcher. You have the Nat. That's 4 top talent. Remember, I said, you know, in the last show that I did, Watos, Watos, you know, front three, Rival, is it Rivaldo? I know, Javian, Leonardo, and Andre Fletcher. They have scored around 28 goals. They have scored around 28 goals combined together. They have that's the most a front three of any team in the league have scored. Yeah, I think I can find it for you guys and give you guys the correct number. Yeah, they have scored 28 goals altogether. Their front three, Waterhouse front three all season long. You know, that's 73% of all the goals that, you know, Firehouse have scored. And Firehouse have scored 38 goals. So you look at it, they're just 10 goals shy from scoring all goals for Firehouse, make it 100%. So you could see that it's very important whenever those players start for the Waterhouse team. You know, so maybe, you know, Marcel Gave seen that and said, okay, let's go a little bit more athletic. You know, let's start our more prolific goal scorers, the guys that, you know, have been getting the job done all season. And Jibinson have played a wonderful game. Yeah, that pass from Jibinson. Yeah, that pass from Jibinson. I think the goal that Andre Fletcher scored, it was a magnificent pass from Jibinson from that left-hand side. Yeah, the best pass I have seen in the Jamaican Premier League so far when I watch games on the TV. That pass is excellent. If any other world-class player do anything like that, it would be right up all board. Yeah, so Waterhouse have got the job done over Tivoli. Big win. But I was surprised, you know, I did not see many what team. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I think there was like a little technical difficulty or whatever. I had to pause the stream and come back. But yeah, I don't know if it's solved. I think I have solved it. Yeah, the video was a little bit blurry. But yeah, you know, I was talking about, you know, Fuzzy, and it's a really good point. It's a really good point. And let's talk about Waterhouse. Yeah, let's talk about Waterhouse in the playoffs. So in the playoff, yeah, since the playoff have created 2013, 2014, yeah, Waterhouse winning percent in the playoff is 77% of the ties that they won. Yeah, Waterhouse have played 9 playoff ties and only lost 2 out of the 9. You know, so Waterhouse is a really good team when it comes down to playoff. You know, many people probably surprised, but I don't know why my video is going off like this, but I think don't know why my video is going off like this, but yeah, think I'm going to end the stream now. I don't like when the thing kind of messed up a little bit, but people, you know, but I think, you know, I'm going to get off the stream because the video kind of a little bit blurry of what I'm seeing in my background. But let's go on, see me. But yeah, but I was saying though, in the playoffs, when it comes on to the ties that Waterhouse have won, you know, Waterhouse have won 77% of their ties. They only lost 2 ties in the history of the Jamaican Premier League playoffs since 2013-14 season until now. And they're losing percentage is 28%. Yeah, the losing percent in the playoff is 28%. And the only game that Waterhouse have played in a playoff and not scored, it was back in 2022 against Arborview in that first leg that Arborview beat them 1-0. Yeah, so that is some little stats there for you guys in the playoff for Waterhouse. But the top marksman though, Javian Bryan, you know, I was saying, he wasn't consistent throughout the regular season, but maybe because of Waterhouse, farm and how the team was playing. But I must say, the last 5 games, the last 5 games that Javian Bryan have played in, yeah, he has scored in the last 5 games, including the last 2 games in the playoffs. So that is magnificent. But a player like Justin Dunn, he scored in the last 2 games, building up to the playoff in the last 2 regular season games for Tivoli. Yeah, he scored against Limal and he scored against Mobile, a game that they lost. But I could say, man, young player again, but why Jerome Waite is playing the youngster out wide? Why? Why is he playing him out wide? I think Justin Dunn was playing a little too wide in the two-legged game. Yeah, he was playing a little bit too wide, man. So many things, went wrong for this Tivoli team. The players that came off the bench, they didn't turn up for Tivoli. They didn't give Jerome that presence that he got in the first leg. Yeah, in the second half, as I said, what happened in the first 5 minutes just changed the whole mentality on the Tivoli Garden team. So let's see, if Jerome will stick around, if he will be around, what they can keep some of these young, bright future for Tivoli Garden team. But it's all about the semi now, people. It's all about the semi-final, yeah? The semi-final, Cavalier will play on the Garden, and the defending champion is out. Yeah, it's out. Mount Pleasant will face Waterhouse. But look, I said, this come to an end to the video. This is my little recap and review, what happened yesterday night at Sabina Park. Yeah, Tivoli Garden, man. Unfortunately, they have to go. One of the best teams in the league, scoring goals for fun. But yeah, respect for everyone that's, passing through. Massive support, salute.